My name is Chris Eman. I'm the director of the Boys and Girls Club here in Concord. And it's my privilege to host all of you for tonight's ceremony at our new facility. So this is something we've been thinking about for a long time, and I appreciate you being here with us. And that we have a nice place to be able to. I want to start by welcoming all of our invited guests, Boys and Girls Club board members. Thank you very much for volunteering your time. Our Youth of the Year judges who have been able to stay with us, they had the very difficult task of choosing this year's Youth of the Year on the statewide level. Club staff, parents, family, and friends of the club. All of the Youth of the Year candidates, you should all be very, very proud of yourselves. It's such an honor to meet you, and I'll tell you, you're so mature for your age. It really says a lot about the clubs that you go to. I would also like to take time to thank all the members of the New Hampshire State Legislature who are here in attendance. We're very happy to have you here, and if you would please rise just to be acknowledged at this time. So thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come visit with us. We'd also like to extend a special welcome to our friends from Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Dan Rousey, Mike Travis, Ease Respis, and Jack Glazebrook. They are really some of the magic behind the scenes that help us here on the local level, and they do a lot as far as helping us plan this event from Boys and Girls Clubs of America. So a little round of applause for them. And I am also very happy and pleased to be able to welcome Governor John Lynch, our special guest for this evening. He has been to all of these. So, Governor, thank you for being here tonight. I would also like to take a second to recognize our Alliance President, Rich Lowney. Please stand and be recognized along with Linda. Where are you? All right. Rich has been the president of the Alliance going on, I've been here for 14 years, so it's been longer than that, just tirelessly working to make sure that the state is going in the right direction, and he's done a great job at it. So thank you, Rich. We are also fortunate to have some of our friends who provided much needed help to make today possible. We do not want the festivities to get underway without recognizing them. Shelley Walcott, the MC for tonight's event, whom we are delighted to have with us. I don't believe Emily O'Rourke, but I do want to take a couple minutes because all of you who have hosted this event in the past know that the person standing at the podium does about this much work. The people on staff are the ones, and I want to recognize Emily O'Rourke in my office, John Clay and Bob Carter, and all of the staff at the Concord Club because they did a lot of work here getting this event set up for us today. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. They set up all the tables and everything. Right now, we want to take time out to do it's something new this year. It's called the Champions of Kids Award. This year, the subcommittee of the New Hampshire Alliance was tasked with planning the Youth of the Year celebration, discussed recognizing either an individual or a company who's been supportive of the New Hampshire Boys and Girls Clubs around the state, and we wanted them to be able to receive our Champions of Kids Award. We all agreed that this person or business would be one that has shown their commitment to the clubs and members. This year's winner, actually, was an easy choice. The company's dedication to the betterment of New Hampshire's club members and their families has been strong and consistent for a decade or more. Not only have they insisted in funding for the Youth of the Year dinner for almost 10 years now, they have partnered with the clubs to provide programming, internet, and other services. We appreciate everything the company has done for the clubs on a statewide level. Their generosity has not gone unnoticed and has helped the Alliance in so many ways. I would now ask Rebecca Fracassa from Comcast to come forward to receive a plaque on behalf of their company. Rebecca. Just a round of applause. They donate a lot of funds for some of our internet safety programs, and the internet for virtually all of the facilities in the state of New Hampshire is given to us by Comcast, so that's just a huge contribution. At this time, we ask that everyone please stand, and Madison White, if you would join me here at the podium. Madison White is the Military Youth of the Year from the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. She's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag to my right. Madison?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Oh, please remain standing. We got a couple things here. Danny McMillan, the 2013 New Hampshire State Youth of the Year, will lead us in the singing of our national anthem. Danny?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And yes, if you would please remain standing, is Sylvia Gitonga from the Nashua Boys and Girls Club, or the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Nashua, is going to come up and read our Boys and Girls Clubs of America Code. Sylvia?
I believe in God and the right to worship according to my own faith and religion. I believe in America and the American way of life, in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I believe in fair play, honesty, and sportsmanship. I believe in my Boys and Girls Club, which stands for all these things. Thank you.
And finally, we ask that Megan Hams come up from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Souhegan Valley, and she's going to lead us in tonight's invocation. I didn't realize there's going to be this much standing, huh?
As we gather here today, we give thanks for the many blessings bestowed upon us. We give thanks for the club staff members who have safely brought us here and provide guidance at our local clubs, enabling us to reach this milestone. We give thanks for the staff of the Boys and Girls Clubs who helped to organize the State Youth of the Year program and who care so deeply about the welfare of children and young people. Let us remember the board members and judges who unselfishly give of themselves so we may have endless opportunities to make our dreams and aspirations into realities. May the food we are about to eat give us the nourishment to strengthen our minds, bodies, and souls. Amen.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to invite all of the Youth of the Years up here along with their chaperones. Might be a little tight, but we'll make some room. So if you would please all come up. Thank you for all being up here. I know it's a little tight, but bear with me. These are all of our Youth of the Year from each respective club. Let's give them a round of applause. We've asked each of you to come up here with your chaperones so they can give you a medallion recognizing you as individual club Youth of the Year winners. I'm also asking that the chaperones at this time take one of these pins and pin them to each of you. You've earned a great honor, and there is so much ahead of you. Chaperones, at this time, if you will please do the honors, and congratulations to all of our Youth of the Year winners. All right, one more round of applause for our Youth of the Year. Thank you. Please be seated. We've invited Danny back up here to say some words about his journey over the past year as our 2013 statewide Youth of the Year.
Good evening, everyone.
My name is Danny McMillan, and I've had the honor of being named the 2013-2014 New Hampshire State Youth of the Year. It's hard to believe that a full year has gone by since receiving this honor. However, it's been an experience in which I will never forget. I'd like to personally recognize a few people in regards to my Youth of the Year experience. I would like to give my sincere and utmost gratitude to the Boys and Girls Club supporter that gave the promising donation of $100,000 in scholarships awarded to myself and the next 9 contenders of the State Youth of the Year competition right here in New Hampshire. This donation has helped me incredibly as I will be attending Johnson & Wales University in North Miami this fall, majoring in business administration. I would also like to thank the Tupperware brand and Rick and Susan Goings for their scholarship donations, both at state, regional, and national Youth of the Year competitions. I'd like to recognize all of the hardworking staff in my home club, the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester, for preparing, supporting, guiding me through this remarkable journey every step of the way. Ashira, Tracy, Brian, Gary, Lucy, Antonio, and so many others, thank you for your guidance in leading me in this direction. As a child, I was exposed to many different environments. A majority of my family relied on drugs and alcohol, and I was never able to build positive relationships with the ones that were supposed to care for me the most. For as long as I remember, the more drugs and alcohol in my father's life led to more verbal abuse and poor choices towards his only son. The bank account paying for life after high school for me was drained by my dad to support his various addictions. The discriminating words of disgust my father said towards me and my mother had caused me to have a negative self-image, and I started believing everything that I was called as a child. As a majority of my family was either relying on drugs and alcohol, my grandparents were dying of cancer and various diseases. To block out my home life, I lived with them as much as possible before many of them died from these illnesses. My self-image as a teenager was never one of confidence. As I said previously, I believed many of the negative things that had been said about me for my entire life. I weighed over 300 pounds finishing my sophomore year of high school. I was just another teen obesity statistic. I decided in that moment that I wanted to turn things around for myself. I never wanted to become what I was immune to as a child. I changed my whole life. By becoming more involved with the Boys and Girls Club, my community, and school, I was finally a positive role model that I aspired to be, but never showed. I have lost over 120 pounds in the last year and a half, and I have never felt this good about myself. I proved to everyone that said I couldn't achieve my goals wrong. At the Boys and Girls Club, I became the president of my Keystone Club, in which I've traveled nationally for, worked part-time, and ran the Healthy Lifestyles Club. I'm also the president of my senior class in my high school, and I've created a youth obesity awareness campaign, which won first place at a state DECA competition. All of these accomplishments were made possible through the confidence that I gained at the Boys and Girls Club. As Youth of the Year, I've had the privilege to meet thousands of young people across the state, the region, and the nation. I've shared my story and I've spoken in front of thousands at various events across the state, widening my horizons and really getting to know the great community members and nonprofit organizations we have to offer right here in New Hampshire. I have met many governors, senators, and House members discussing topics facing youth today. My ultimate goal, I hoped, when achieving the honor of Youth of the Year last year, was to be a role model in the lives of every young person. I think I've done just that. Through leading by example and pushing myself towards a promising future despite all of my hardships, I believe that I gave people the vision that anyone can achieve all of their wildest goals and dreams. I know from seeing all the promising contenders in this room that whoever will replace me and take the title of the 2014 State Youth of the Year will experience all of the remarkable memories and be a role model to not only the youth of the state, but of the world. It's been truly an honor being the State Youth of the Year this year, and I cannot wait to hear all of the bright futures to come from Boys and Girls Club throughout the state and for years to come. Thank you guys so much.
That was awesome, Danny. That's really, it's just unbelievable. You're just such a great speaker. Thank you very much. And at this point, I would like Mel Goslin to come up. She's the CEO of the New Hampshire Food Bank. The dinner that you're about to enjoy is a partnership with Boys and Girls Clubs in New Hampshire Food Bank. Two clubs, the Manchester Club and the Concord Club, feed our children dinner each night with this partnership. And they also have a culinary arts program, and part of that is getting out there and performing functions like this. So without further ado, I will have Mel come up here and explain a little bit more. Thank you. Mel?
Well, thank you. It's certainly great to be here and be part of the celebration. And congratulations to all the awardees. This is a great event. As you know, children with poor food and poor nutrition are less likely to do well in school. They're more likely to have poor physical development and socialization and have a greater chance of dropping out of school. 1 in 5 in New Hampshire, 1 in 5 children in New Hampshire are in food insecure environments, and that's unacceptable. Collaborative initiatives to address this issue are critical to the well-being of our future leaders, and our partnership with Boys and Girls Clubs across New Hampshire create the opportunity for direct response to aid in our fight against hunger. Mobile food pantry deliveries, which is kind of like the bookmobile, delivers food to children and their families, giving them access to nutritious food that they might not have access to and go without. Our culinary job training program teaches unemployed and underemployed adults culinary skills necessary to seek employment in the food service industry. This program and our collaborative efforts provide nutritious meals to the Concord Boys and Girls Club every day. So they have a nice hot meal for dinner, a nutritious hot meal. I do want to acknowledge again that our culinary students who are putting their game plan together have prepared this meal for you, and we're very proud of them. They are under the direction of Chef Jason Carter and Allison Ogden, but we're very excited to have this continued partnership, and you all are here because you care, and as partners, we thank you for your continued investment in the future of our future leaders. So thank you so much.
At this point in time, if I could ask Governor Lynch to come up to the podium, he'd like to say a few words before dinner begins.
Thank you very much, Chris, and good evening, everybody. I want to first congratulate the Youth of the Year from the various clubs. It's a tremendous recognition, and you all should be very proud, and we're delighted that you're here. Also, want to say that, as many of you know, I grew up in what was then the Boys Club world. My father was executive director of the Boys Clubs in Boston, the Boys Clubs of Waltham, and having spent time at the clubs, I know the great work that the clubs do for our young people. It's about giving them a safe place to go after school. It's about mentoring. It's about academics, athletics. It's about the cooperation with the food bank, but I think it's even more than that. I think, and Danny did such a great job, it's about people like Danny. And it's about giving people like Danny, young people like Danny, the opportunity to have a better life, to be able to someday get a good job, and to be able to go on to provide for himself and his family. And I think that's basically what the clubs are about, giving young people the opportunity to have better lives. And then lastly, I want to say thank you to the staffs of the various Boys and Girls Clubs for the great work that they do. I don't think there's anything more noble that we can do with our lives than to make a difference in the lives of other people, that because of what we do, other people are just a little bit better off. And Chris and the other executive directors and their staffs, that's what they do every day. They make a difference in the lives of these young people. So thank you all for being here, and again, congratulations to the Youth of the Year for this recognition. Thank you.
Okay, dinner's going to be served. Without further ado, please have a warm welcome for Shelley Westcott. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. This is a really special event. I was really, really honored to be invited here. I have 2 children of my own, a 12-year-old girl, a 5-year-old boy, and I really appreciate organizations like the Boys and Girls Club because as a parent that works, you always worry about who's watching your kids when you're not. And I know that the Boys and Girls Club does an excellent job of mentoring, taking care of other people's children. So I applaud all of you here tonight who work for the Boys and Girls Club. On behalf of all the parents that rely on you, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to keep the evening moving along because some of us have places to go and newscasts to anchor, so so we got to go. Okay, so we're going to start off this evening by introducing Mike Travis. He is the Director of Development from Boys and Girls Club of America, and he's going to come forward tonight to recognize judges present at the dinner tonight with a token of appreciation. And those judges are Rebecca Fracassa, who is Director of Community Investment for Comcast, Gary McLay, MWR Director, Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, and Vin Sylvia, Deputy Managing Editor, Sports, Photos, and Features of the New Hampshire Union Leader, which I read every day, and Sunday News. So the 3 of you, if you could come on up, that'd be great. Thank you. Thanks to the 3 of you. And the New Hampshire Boys and Girls Club Alliance would also like to extend a sincere thanks to those judges who participated in today's competition but could not stay for this evening event. And they are Marianne Cooney, who is the Associate Commissioner of NHD HHS, Office of Human Services. We'd also like to recognize Paul Aruda, who is the Operations Director of 99 Restaurants, and Patrick Tufts, President and CEO of Granite United Way. Why don't we give them a hand just to show our appreciation. Now at this time, I'd like to invite Governor Lynch forward as we prepare to recognize some of this year's outstanding club winners. Now, every year, one youth from each club is nominated by community leaders and club staff after completing an essay and interview process to compete to become New Hampshire's Youth of the Year. These individuals, aged 14 to 18, have demonstrated outstanding leadership skills and are dedicated to their families, communities, and clubs while meeting high academic and ethical standards. Today, the winners met with the governor, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and legislators from their districts before coming to Concord to begin this competition. Busy day. So one at a time, each Club Youth of the Year and club staff person who served as their mentor and accompanied them today will be asked to come up here to the podium. And these staff members work tirelessly to mentor and guide and encourage each of these young men and women, and they truly deserve our thanks and appreciation for their work with all of the club kids, not just these winners. I would now like to ask Governor Lynch and Mike Travis to come to the front. Governor Lynch is here already, as we present each club winner with his or her award. The first person that will be coming up this evening, and each person who's coming up to the podium tonight will be asked to speak for just 2 minutes and just accept their award. And the first recipient this evening will be from the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Concord. The Club Youth of the Year winner from Concord is Samantha D. Bruce, and she will be accompanied by staff member Susan Bonifant. Congratulations, Samantha. Come on up. And Samantha, you can come on over here and say a few words. Congratulations, Samantha.
Thank you. So I figured for what I could say is I could just read you my speech that I read to the judges today. And here it is. Hello and thank you for being here. I am Sammy Bruce and I'd like to tell you my story. I was that kid. The kid you saw go home to an empty house and staying there, who never played outside with friends because there were no friends, whose closest friend was a stuffed animal named Fluffy and a television. I was that kid that had no one to turn to, who thought she had it figured out and decided there was nothing wrong with being alone because change was too scary. I was that kid who did not cry for help. I was that kid who did not cry or ask for help, who did not know her limits and didn't want to, who didn't talk to anyone, and finally threw a chair across the classroom to be heard. Then I ran as far and as fast as I could from the ones who tried to stop me. When I was 7 years old, I found the club. I was that kid who watched but didn't get involved, who avoided conversation by hiding in the art room drawing dogs and horses. At the club, nobody stopped me from doing what I had to do to fit in. So I did nothing to draw attention to show who I really was, until I felt brave enough to stand out. I came into the club as that kid, but I became another kid. A kid who talked, who had friends, who laughed, who did her homework and her chores, who discovered that she loves a dare and will gladly take on any challenge, who doesn't know her limits and doesn't want to, who is a member of the Youth Environmental Service Team for 2 years and is now working on her second year of being a culinary arts student, who has been nominated for Youth of the Year 4 times and is a part of the Keystone Leadership Group. I'm a kid who has been a member of the Merrimack County 4-H Junior Leaders, a youth mentor at the Friends program for the past 2 years, who has been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for 11 years and has volunteered 205 hours last summer to the club. Today, after growing up in the club, I discovered that I love volunteering and getting good grades. I'm a kid who got herself a job, signed up for, paid for, and took the SATs twice. I'm a kid who paid for 6 college applications and was accepted into all of them, who even scared out of my mind, followed a family tradition of participating in the Hopkinton State Fair Demolition Derby, an event where I was one of 2 girls and the only teenager participating. I'm a kid that has discovered that being alone isn't what I want, but instead I want people that I can communicate with without being judged. I'm a kid who has shown that having dreams is okay. I am a kid who did not find a bunch of people, but a second family. In the future, because I grew up at the club, I will be that kid. They did save my life after all.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Our next recipient will be from the Boys and Girls Club of the Lakes region. Her name is Sarah L. Palmer, and she will be here with staff member Amber Royer.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I started going to the club 7 years ago. Before I started going, I was in 6th grade. I didn't have many friends. The friends that I did have were what I would like to consider of the wrong crowd. They got into a lot of trouble. Before I first started going, I also didn't even think about going to college. The friends that I did have also discouraged me from doing things that I liked because I'm a girl in the automotive industry, and they just didn't see why I was so interested in it. One of my friends told me about the Boys and Girls Club and I started going, and ever since I started going, I knew that that was my second home. They've taught me many things in life, like to pay it forward, don't take what you have for granted, and I do as much as I can to give back to my club as much as is given to me. They've prepared me for college. I was able to apply to UNOH, which is one of the top-of-the-line schools for automotive. And there was always that one dream college that I wanted to apply for, but I never had the self-confidence to do that. The club gave me the confidence, and I can now proudly say that I'm going to NASCAR Technical Institute in the fall for high performance motorsports. They also taught me to set a positive example for the kids so that they can also follow their dreams. I had one of the members come up to me yesterday and say, Sarah, you know, I'm looking into going to building trades class because I've seen you go through automotive. I have the courage to do what I want to do too, so that's always nice. Another thing is I always like to give back to the community. That's something that the club has taught me. Last year I was part of a Pub Mania team which raised money for the Lakes region, and we were able to raise $12,000 in 1 year. They have this thing where it's called Pub Mania, and you get sponsored to sit on a bar stool and do different events. I raised $555 within 2 days. So, but without the club, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have the self-confidence, and I just owe it to them. So, yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations, Sarah. And our next winner is from the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Nashua. Her name is Sylvia W. Gitonga, and she will be here with staff member Rocio Camacho. Come on up, Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
As they had mentioned, my name is Sylvia Gitonga, and to share with you my club experience, I'd like to tell you a short story that my parents always taught me growing up. In Kenya, there's a popular tale of a village woman named Wambui. Wambui was very timid, reluctant, and did not fit in with the evils and struggles of her society. She aspired to seek knowledge to help her peers and herself overcome life's obstacles. So she moved out of her village and into the wilderness, where she soon encountered a leopard that she learned many lessons from. The leopard taught Wambui that she has to first focus on who she was as a person and then after reach out to her community. Similar to the life of Wambui, I gained my identity from the Boys and Girls Club. The club prevented me from feeling isolated at one of the lowest points in my life. Little did I know the journey Wambui took into the wilderness would be my beginning at the Boys and Girls Club. The first time I saw the club was when I went with my mother to pick up my older brother, Eric. From that day on, I anticipated the day I turned 8 and could become a club member. Even at an early age, I could tell the club was where I belonged. Over the past 9 years that I've been a club member at the Boys and Girls Club, I remember one particular moment that changed my entire outlook on things. Back in 2011, my aunt and uncle were both diagnosed with cancer. And that following November, my aunt had passed away, leaving their 9-year-old son without a mother. I remember the phone call that I got from my mom right before my Toastmasters public speaking session at the Boys and Girls Club. I was too in shock and confused to react, but it wasn't until a week after that, during my Toastmasters session, that the news finally hit me. After I said my speech, I had broke down crying, and it hit me that I had just lost one of the closest members in my family. But all the club kids said a prayer with me and ensured me that I had a support team. I always knew that the staff members at the club were here for me, but it was such an eye-opening experience to see the club kids and the staff members support me and make sure that I knew that I had all of them behind me. Now I am a young, independent, broad-minded leader, and that is because of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Nashua. I've experienced other programs, but I always prefer the club over them, because there hasn't been a place that cared for each and every single child. And now I know because of the Boys and Girls Club, I am a great person. Similar to the life of Wambui, the journey she took into the woods was my beginning at the Boys and Girls Club. And her leopard was the staff who guided me along the way. And now I can go into my village and better my community based off of the knowledge they provided me. Thank you.
These are some very smart kids. That's great. Our next award winner tonight is from the Boys and Girls Club of the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. The Club Youth of the Year winner from there is Madison M. White, and tonight she is accompanied by staff member Lori Troutman. Come on up, Madison.
Hello everyone, my name is Madison White, and I have been selected as Portsmouth Naval Shipyard's Military Youth of the Year. Over the past 2 years that I have spent with the Boys and Girls Club, I have worked closely with both military youth and their families. I take pride in being able to touch each of their lives and provide them with a positive role model and influence. I encourage all youth to strive to be their greatest self and to overcome life's challenges. I have had to overcome the challenge of being a female firefighter in a predominantly male workplace. I am required to complete and participate in all trainings in order to be certified and provide the best possible care and response during an emergency. I am required to prove myself able to do things because I am a female and considered weaker than the males. The Youth Center has provided me with the leadership skills and confidence to be able to give and overcome these challenges and give 110%. I consider myself fortunate to be able to guide our future adults down the right path, much like my mother and father have done for me, and to teach them values that will last them a lifetime. The Boys and Girls Club has empowered me to not only give back to my club, but to my surrounding military community. I am an active participant in the planning committee for the annual 5K road race, as well as a volunteer at Portsmouth Hospital. Without the guidance of the Boys and Girls Club staff, I would not have the courage to participate in such events. I am truly thankful for all the opportunities that the club has been able to provide me, and I hope to continue down the path by supporting our military youth. Every day, I help the children with their homework, math in particular, through a time we call Power Hour. During this time, I provide a helping hand with whatever their needs might be. There is nothing more fulfilling than knowing that you have provided guidance and support so that a child can achieve greatness. After all, everyone needs a positive influence and guide to help guide them in the right direction and to achieve their fullest potential. Growing up in the shadow of the shipyard, I feel as though it is important to follow in the footsteps of my 5 generations of family members who have provided service to the military through their work on the shipyard. It is important to give back to the men and women who do so much for this country. Whether it be my time I spend at the Boys and Girls Club or my service to the surrounding military community, I strongly believe this is the least I can do for the people that do so much. Thank you.
Our next award winner tonight is from the Boys and Girls Club of Sauhegan Valley. The Club Youth of the Year winner from there is Dan Finan. He is accompanied by staff member Corey Sullivan.
Good evening. According to the Boys and Girls Club of America, 3 out of 10 kids won't graduate on time. 15.1 million kids are left unsupervised from 3 to 7 p.m. every day. 1 out of 5 kids in America lives in poverty. While these statistics may leave you heartbroken, there is a silver lining. 90% of Boys and Girls Club alumni graduate high school. Clubs are open every day after school in that window of time where kids are left unsupervised. And while there may be 4 million kids living in poverty, there are 4,000 clubs and 276,000 willing staff and volunteers. Now, I cannot stand here and say that I face these problems. I am on track to graduate in June and to attend the University of Rhode Island in the fall. I have loving parents who will always make time for me, and I have a house to live in and don't have to worry about financial problems. But I've still seen these problems with the kids I work with. There is a kid that comes to the club's after-school program that I see every single day. He is almost always at the club, and he is always one of the last kids to be picked up. He lives with his mother and 7 siblings. His dad lives in his car. He has some disabilities and is at times very hard to work with. He has mentioned to me about the struggles he and his brothers face every day at home. Because of his disabilities and uneasiness to work with, I know that others must push him aside. I see this and can't say I haven't spent hours thinking about it. How is it fair that I am on the fast track to go to college and to make a future for myself when this child has to wake up on the kitchen floor, hope to get something to eat for breakfast, and hope that his day is a little less stressful than the day prior? How can any of my problems compare to that? The club makes life so much better for this boy. He can come play foosball, go rock climbing, or even receive homework help in the Power Hour program. If I can give this child a little bit of fun or enjoyment at least once per day, I can consider myself a success. I feel it is my duty to help these kids because of how fortunate I am. Without the club, this boy may not be given the opportunity to make something of himself. Because of the club, this boy will be able to graduate high school and maybe get a scholarship to go off to college and become whatever he wants to be. While the club does an amazing job helping kids like that in need, it also does a great job helping kids like me. The past few weeks, I've been dreading giving this speech. I was and still am terrified of public speaking. I had expressed my concerns to the staff at the club, but of course they weren't about to let me get discouraged about my speaking skills. These mentors refused to stop helping me until I was fully confident in my speech. They gave me tips about speech writing and let me practice delivering it to them. They did this because of one little fact. It's because they care. They want me to be able to achieve my full potential, just like every other staff member and volunteer around the country at the Boys and Girls Clubs. They push their members to reach their full potential and to be the best person they can be. I can say without a doubt that the Boys and Girls Club of Souhegan Valley has made me a better person, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. Thank you.
Our next winner tonight is from the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester. It is Terrence E. Derry, and he's here with staff member Hashira Rodriguez.
Hi, how's everyone doing tonight? So I started coming to the Boys and Girls Club in October of my freshman year because my friend brought me along for basketball. When I walked in, I was surprised of just finding out about the Boys and Girls Club. The other club members were so friendly that at times I was too shy to play basketball. They would encourage me and tell me to join in the games. This is how I knew the Boys and Girls Club was the place for me. In these last 4 years at the club, I've learned how to be a leader, teammate, responsible young man, and most importantly, myself. Keystone Club is a leadership group that is based on academic success, career preparation, and community service. This program has taught me not only how to be a leader during my time as vice president, but also how to be a role model. The club has provided me with a chance to help some of the younger members by mentoring them. I never had an older sibling or outside mentor in my life, besides the club, so being able to guide these young members to a better future is a heartwarming feeling. When I needed guidance from my mom, she wasn't always able to provide that for me because she was occupied supporting the family of 7 on her own. So the club was there for me. The club staff have been role models for me as well as support systems. Former athletic director Natalie Jutres was like an aunt to me. She always pushed me to do the right thing and not take the easy way out in tough situations. She taught me how to mentor younger members. She gave me a piece of advice that stuck with me one day. Kids are watching you. So show them what they should do when they're your age. This changed my point of view on setting a positive example for the younger members. Current team director Hashira Rodriguez taught me to be a role model to the younger club members and my siblings by her being a positive role model towards me. She taught me things like not making judgments about other people, that not people have money to buy expensive clothes, new shoes, and just to make friends just based on personalities and similar interests. The Boys and Girls Club has given me many opportunities that I never would have without it. Through the Keystone Club, I flew all around the country. The first time I flew was with the Keystone Club, attending the National Keystone Conference in Texas. Going on college trips with the Keystone Club has changed my outlook on college and actually made me want to further my education. This fall, I'm proud to say that I will be a freshman at Keene State College. The Boys and Girls Club has been like a second family to me. They always support me and guide me and provide me with an opportunity that I'm so grateful for. The club has really helped me become a better person and role model. I am perfectly content at the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester because it is a place where I can be myself and feel at home. Thank you.
And our next and final award winner of the evening is from the Boys and Girls Club of Salem. Our club youth of the winner this year from Salem is Kristen A. Foster, and she's accompanied by Rachel Hill, who is a staff member there.
If someone were to ask me what I think when I hear the words Salem Boys and Girls Club, I would say home. I would say family. I found myself spending more time at the club than at my own house or at school. At the Boys and Girls Club, I am doing what I love. I am preparing for my future, but most importantly, I am becoming a better person. Ever since I was little, I always told my mom that I was going to be a teacher. I loved the idea of working with children, and since I was too young to work in a daycare, around the time I started looking for a job, volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club during my freshman year seemed perfect for me. That was one of the best decisions I could have ever made. If I had not spent countless hours helping elementary school students with their math or spelling words, I would not have been offered the job I have had for 3 years now. I would not be where I am today. I would not be who I am today. During this experience, I didn't think I would become so attached to a group of people or a group of children. But I did, in fact. Just this past summer, I was getting ready for band camp and had to leave my summer campers early. As I was saying goodbye to the third graders in my group, I told myself that I wasn't going to cry. When they came running over, I was filled with emotions, and the tears streamed down my face uncontrollably. I made my way over to the second grade group. I had to say goodbye to a little girl I had grown attached to over the school year. She said she looked at me like a sister. I took her in my arms. I could hear her breath becoming shallow, and I could feel my shoulder starting to dampen from her tears. She looked up at me and said, "Please don't go. Please come back." I was surprised that the little time that I had spent with her was so important and significant to her. It made my experience there so much more meaningful. During my junior year, my family and I went through a traumatic experience when we lost my father to a massive heart attack. To my surprise, my coworkers supported me through this tough time. I took a leave of absence for a while, and when I was finally ready to return, I was welcomed with open arms. Going into work every day and seeing their smiling faces gave me a reason to work hard and get back to the person I was before we lost my father. The children and the people I worked with made the transition so much easier. I now know that the Boys and Girls Club was more than just a workplace to me. When you enter the club, you are greeted by smiling faces and such great people with positive attitudes. I truly cannot think of a better place to have spent all of that time. The Boys and Girls Club is definitely a place where great futures start because I am living proof of that motto. If it weren't for the club and everyone there, I would not have the opportunities I do now. I would not possess the skills that will help me in my career of teaching, and I would not be who I am today. Thank you.
Congratulations again to all of our winners. At this time, we would like to announce New Hampshire's 2014 Military State Youth of the Year and State Youth of the Year. I'm going to need Mike Travis's help with this. And as we near the moment that we've all been waiting for, I'd like to give you a brief overview of the Boys and Girls Club of America Youth of the Year program. Right now, and over the last few months, Boys and Girls Clubs across the country and on military installations around the world have been holding their own local competitions to select their Youth of the Year. Each Boys and Girls Club organization has the opportunity to nominate their Youth of the Year as a candidate for Youth of the Year of their state. 2 of the outstanding young people you met earlier will be announced as the New Hampshire Military Youth of the Year and the traditional New Hampshire State Youth of the Year. And we would like to announce this time the military winner. And once that military winner comes up, we'd like you to say a few words and then stay close. All right. All right. Here's the envelope. there a drum roll too? No? Oh, I like that. This year's Military Youth of the Year is Madison M. White from the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard Youth Center. Madison, come on up.
Thank you all. This is a great honor to receive the Military Youth of the Year for the state of New Hampshire. I'd like to thank Lori Troutman, who is the master of the Youth of the Year, and the reason I'm here tonight. I'd like to thank my parents, Jill and Dan White. Without them, I obviously would not be standing before you. All of the judges who worked to select me, and everyone else who is here tonight who come here to honor me, which is just fabulous, and I'm so happy. Thank you all very, very much.
Beautiful plaque too. There you go. Okay. All right, now at this time, we would like to announce our traditional New Hampshire State Youth of the Year winner, and we'd also like you to say a few words after your name is announced, and then stand close by as well. So here's the envelope for the 2014 New Hampshire Youth of the Year. Drum roll, please. And the winner is Sarah L. Palmer from the Boys and Girls Club of the Lakes region.
Thank you guys very much for this amazing opportunity to be able to share my story and to be able to inspire the children back at my club. I really don't know what to say right now. I'd like to thank my dad, my cousin Kim, Amber, Barbara, Chris Adams, Cheryl Avery, everyone that supported me. I'd like to thank my mom, even though she's in Bermuda right now and I'm a little jealous, but I don't even know what to say.
Congratulations, Sarah. And at this time, we'd like to have either Mike or Eve Respis to say a few words about the Tupperware Scholarship.
I'm closer.
Okay. Yep.
Everyone, I just wanted to say a special thank you to our national sponsor, Tupperware. Just to please a round of applause for Tupperware, who has been sponsoring this event. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to call Governor Lynch up to the podium next. He has a very special announcement for all of us this evening.
So, as you all know, the Youth of the Year also gets a $10,000 award good toward her collegiate career, $10,000, and it's from an anonymous donor. So we're going to make the presentation now.
This is not. Yep. Oh, this one. Yep, that one. This is the. Wait a minute. This one. Sorry, we have a lot of checks here.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. This is good. Sarah, this one's yours.
Sarah, do you have a purse big enough for this? I don't have a truck big enough for it either.
Wonderful. So that's for Sarah.
So I've been given the honor of making a surprise announcement. The military has agreed to match the $10,000 anonymous donation, which will now be presented to Madison. So congratulations, Madison.
And both winners will get an additional $1,000 from Tupperware, so thanks again for Tupperware.
Congratulations, girls. That's great. At this point, I'd like to invite Chris up for some closing remarks. And thank you again to all of you for coming out this evening and to all of the winners tonight. You guys are amazing. As a parent of smaller children, I got to say you're an inspiration to the kids that play and work around you. So congratulations, and thank you so much for the good work that you do at the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, once again, let's have a round of applause for Shelley for being the MC tonight. Great job. And just as a little gift, we have a couple of things for you.
Aww.
Something from Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and we have some flowers for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You got it. Take care.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that's it. That concludes our program. Just a round of applause for all of the kids. Unbelievable. And thank you for joining us here at the new Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Concord. Good evening, everybody, and have safe travels.
Yeah, my daughter Sarah Palmer was Youth of the Year for the state of New Hampshire 2014. Just very proud of her. She's put a lot of effort into it. She's really looking forward to her future with the mentor she had received from the school. And I'm very proud of her and very glad to see her receive this. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Terrence Derry. I just wanted to congratulate the State Youth of the Year winner. I'm one of the finalists, and I just thought this experience was an amazing time, and I had a really great experience doing it. Thank you.
So I just want to congratulate all the nominees. They all did great, and in my eyes, everybody's a winner, even though we only had 2 tonight. Thank you.
This concludes the 2014 Boys and Girls Clubs of New Hampshire Statewide Youth of the Year. This is the first time we've been able to host this at our brand new facility at 55 Bradley Street, and we feel it went very well. We're very proud of all of our youth and all of the 8 clubs who were able to participate, but we want to praise and give thanks to the people who came out on top this evening, and we have a Statewide Youth of the Year for the first time from the Boys and Girls Club of the Lakes region, and our military club was also recognized this evening for the Military Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year. Thank you.